Hi, this is Kim Peck at My Stamping Garage. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card. This is actually card number 2 in my May 2022 Card Class to Go kits. These are mailed directly to your door. Shipping is included. It's $25 for the kit, and you get enough supplies to make 12 cards, 3 each of 4 different designs. So if you're interested in that, you can email me at kpeckstamp@gmail.com. Or if you want to order any of the supplies I've used, you can order at kimpeckstamps.stampinup.net. Okay, so let's get started. First, I want to show you the supplies that I used to make this particular card. And for this one, I've used a lot of different punches. So I used this Ladybug Builder Punch, which is on page 86 in the mini catalog, the January through June mini catalog. And then I used this bow punch on the same page. This does punch out 2 different things, and I just used the leaf portion. And then I don't have them out here to show you, but I did use the smaller daisy punch, and that one is carrying over into our next annual catalog. However, this large daisy punch, looks like this, is not carrying over. It is retiring, so if you want it, now's the time to get it. This background paper was also the host paper in this year's annual catalog, so it's one of many different designs in there, but I did use that piece from that. Okay, so let's go on. Let me show you. First of all, you can get your card kit out that has the little ladybug body and the wings and your leaves, daisies, and the embellishments that you need. Oops, I don't know what I just did with my larger embellishment. Yeah, well, I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just use what we have. Okay, so first of all, you're going to fold your card base in half. This is obviously the basic black. And of course, for the inside, then we're going to use a piece of basic white. And depending on how much you like to write in your cards, you could always put one over here as well, but I did not include a second one in the kit. Okay, for this piece, I'm going to adhere that to the front. And then I'm going to go ahead and start building my flowers. So to do that, you did get some glue dots in your envelope, the bag with your envelopes and your special adhesives. So the easiest way to do this is, I think, just to put your embellishment up against the glue dot and then pull it back, and it should stick to the embellishment itself or the die cut. And then I used this and folded it, or I attached it so that it was in between, just offset a little bit so that you end up with a much fuller flower. And I like to pull these back ones through a little bit. It kind of keeps everything in place, but it also makes it look a little more realistic. You don't have to do that part if you don't want to. And I included this punch in my kit on purpose so that you could see it. This has a little tiny piece missing when I was punching the 100 and whatever I had to punch. I must have caught one of the spots where it was already punched out. Don't worry if yours has something like that. We're going to cover quite a bit of that flower with the ladybug, and this next flower. So you can position that so that it doesn't show. So in my case, I'm going to put it down here because I'm going to put my small flower over the top there. This first larger flower I did pop up, and I only put one on the back. These are pretty sturdy dimensionals. They don't come off real easily, so I find that to be enough. And then again, I'm positioning that so it's down toward where I'm going to put my smaller flower. Then for the small flower, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab a dimensional, or I'm sorry, a glue dot, and just press your daisy up against it. and pull it away. If it's not coming off, twist it a little bit and it'll come off. And then I'm going to offset this one as well and pull some of those back petals forward. Okay, and now I actually did pop this one up as well. So I'm going to put a dimensional behind this. Take the backing off. And then I'm going to position this to make sure I've covered that little spot there. Okay, next I'm going to place my leaves where they belong. And to do this, I used glue dots again. If you would rather use your adhesive, you can do that as well. I didn't put all my petals against the paper. I kind of like it to look a little more three-dimensional. So for that, I usually just add a glue dot in a couple of the spots toward the base. Maybe one or maybe two, depending. And then we're going to slide this guy under the edge of that flower so that it kind of lays where it'll make the card look a little more finished. So mine's going to go right there. You can do the same thing with the next one. Yours should be a little easier. I should have probably torn mine off from the roll. Sometimes with the roll it gets a little messy, but with your strip of glue dots it should make it a little easier. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach that one so that it's coming down toward the bottom. And now I'm ready to put my ladybug together. So I've got the bottom of it, and then these are the wings. And I used, I don't know, I think it was a retired paper. I used maybe the Christmas paper. Yeah, there's the snowflakes on the other side for this one, just because I had a ton of it left. So I always like to use up whatever I can on my card kits or my cards. Most of the dies I use, all of the dies I use will be current, but some of the paper isn't, but you will be able to find something that matches pretty easily. Okay, for this little guy, I am going to use my glue dots again, or you could put a dimensional if you want to. And I'm going to put him so he's overlapping this flower just a little bit and still leaving enough room for me to put the embellishment in the middle of my flower. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to use my pick tool. If you've not used this before, it has almost like that sticky tack in the top. And when you need it, you just tighten it and it'll start feeding that. Now, what I found is it'll feed a lot of it if you're not careful. So just unscrew it again after you have enough that you want, and that way it won't keep feeding on you. And then I'm going to push down and slide. Sometimes with these small pieces, it's a little harder to get off. Yeah, in this case, I'm going to use the other end of the pick tool. So I just picked it up with the piercing end. These pick tools have this at one end, and then at the other end, it's got different bases, and it comes with this one. So there's a little spatula, there's a pick tool, and then there's another set that has a stylus, and you can also get a brush head for this for your dies when you're using them on the die cut machine. So they're it's a pretty versatile set. Okay, so now I'm going to add my greeting. And with this one, you will have to be careful that whatever you put there, you're going to be able to see. So it may not be able to go clear at the bottom here, depending on what you've chosen for your greeting. You may have to move it up a little bit. So just place this wherever it makes the most sense. I would like to do a thank you, but I don't have any here. So I'm not actually going to attach my greeting because I really want a card that I'll be able to use. But this is what I was talking about before. When you go to add your greeting, you can just put your dimensionals on the back, and without taking that paper off, they're now not sticky. So you'll have your tags ready to go whenever you're ready to use the card. So if you don't want to attach the greeting right now, just keep these aside, and when you need a card, you can grab whatever one you like and put whichever saying works the best for you. You could also put this on top if you still wanted to finish that and put it down here. So that's kind of up to you. I'm not going to attach it because I need a thank you and I don't have one right now. So, but it would look like this. And then I am going to go ahead and add our embellishments. So you should have a baggie that has 6 of these little ones, and yours will also include 3 larger ones. I had mine here, but I'm not sure where they disappeared to. So I'm going to use all the same size. But if you'll notice, the original sample has a large one here and then 2 small ones. If you don't want to add the embellishments, you don't have to. That's totally up to your personal preference. And these, I just kind of eyeball where it looks a little empty, or most of the time I try not to have an exact triangle. I think it looks a little better when it's kind of off-centered like that. But anyway, you can add those embellishments wherever it looks the best to you. So that is our finished card, using that ladybug punch, the daisy punches, and the bow punch. Thanks for watching.